afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Thursday, Friday Eve.
Oh, thank goodness.
Charlotte's in for Susan all week long. Thanks for your help, by the way.
Of course. She'll be back on Monday.
Yep. And start thinking up your pet questions.
Yes, this is going to be a good one.
Yes, because we're going to have our vet here.
Carrie Donahue from Full Circle
Holistic
Veterinary Care.
There you go.
We got it.
We'll let you know when to call in. But first, topping our headlines today, the cold is returning. Greg Barnhart is in the backyard to tell us just how cold it's going to be tonight and tomorrow morning.
Supreme Court ads are coming soon to these very airwaves. We'll break down just how much money is being spent on ads for the race this election cycle.
And it's Groundhog Day in America, actually all over the world. Punxsutawney Phil, General Beauregard Lee, and of course Jimmy the Groundhog had their day in the sun. But does it mean more sun for us?
Oh boy.
Let's take a look outside. I guess the ice is it's been so cold.
Oh yeah, and it feels relatively warm, and I use air quotes. It feels nice out there today.
Yeah, the wind was a little rough, but otherwise not. The weather words, just one day of bitter cold. There's Greg's in the backyard. You see your shadow today?
I think I did. It's sunny out, but you're right. It's actually nice right now, but that's going to be changing with the winds coming out right now, and that's the big thing for the alert day for tonight. It's the wind chills that are just to the north, but we're going to start seeing those tonight and through tomorrow morning. Good news, it's one day. That's the positive news on it, but it is going to be bitterly cold. Right now, as you see, plenty of sunshine out there right now, but cold temperatures. Visible satellite, that front came through. Not much clouds going on, but you can see the cold air to the east of us producing that lake effect snow to Michigan. That's going to be the story for them, too. But overall, clear skies, a good snowpack. That means temperatures are going to plummet. Bigger picture-wise, you can see the snow into the UP and Michigan. That's because of that cold air coming across the lakes. Otherwise, we got temperatures up to the north already, as you see, well below zero, just a sign of things to come. But the good news, it's not going to last. Right now, temperatures overall still okay. 20 degrees right around most of the area up to the north. They are starting to fall. Overall, Dane County, about the mid-20s, low 20s. We'll probably get down into the teens as we go into the evening hours. Then as we look at the wind speed, once again, 20 miles per hour. Those are going to be the time. There's your wind chills, even 30 below already. That's a sign of things to come. And our wind chills right now, teens, but up to the north are already down into the single digits. Travel-wise tonight, really be careful out there. Bring your survival window kit if you got to go, because it's going to be breezy. Some drifting the snow is once again possible. But I'm going to break down that we're going to be kind of on a roller coaster. So although we're going to start off -11 tomorrow, what are we going to be like Saturday? I'll break that down a bit later in the broadcast, but it does look more mild and all the way through the weekend and until next week.
Do you have a friend out there?
Yeah, we see we have an assistant.
Yeah, he's kind of lost. He got his one day done, and now he's got to go on his vacation. So, yeah, you know, you got to have a buddy occasionally come along with you.
What are we calling him?
I'm not sure, but he could take down the Christmas lights out here.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, get him started.
Yeah, I think so, too. He's in a happy mood because his day of work is done with.
Yeah, he's done. He's drunk
for
now.
the year.
Been drinking all day. All right, Greg, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Wisconsin's Supreme Court election is expected to draw national attention. Whoever wins will likely set the direction for issues like abortion. With that comes a lot of money pouring into the race.
And you may have already seen how candidates are spending that money, with campaigns promising to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in the next few weeks. Political reporter Will Keneally explains.
So if you remember back just a few months ago, this will be similar to what we saw this fall during the election. So with more money comes a lot more ad spending. And candidates have already started blanketing the airwaves with TV ads. So why all the attention to this off-year spring election? J.R. Ross from WISCPolitics.com explains.
Believe it or not, this is the only kind of big race in the nation this year. Yes, there are governor's races in places like Louisiana. Those aren't swing states. If you're a national group that wants to try out, your latest GOT, get out the vote effort, you're looking at Wisconsin.
And so national groups may spend big in this race. Now, if we compare this year's campaign to 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, the top two candidates in that race, Jill Karofsky and Dan Kelly, they spent about $460,000 at this point in the race. So that's for the whole campaign. Compare that to this year, one of the liberal candidates in the race, she's promising to spend 1.5 times that just on ads alone. So we'll continue to see these ads make an appearance on the airwaves. And if you remember to last fall, we'll keep track of those ads and the claims made in those ads during our reality check series that we will have during the spring election as well. Now, coming up tonight at 5, we'll see inside these specific ads what we're seeing early, some of those claims made in the ads. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
While we are less than 3 weeks away from that primary election, you won't have to wait that long to cast your vote. In-person absentee voting for the February 21st primary begins on Tuesday, February 7th, 2 full weeks before Election Day. You don't need to provide a reason for voting early, and the only thing required is an acceptable photo ID. If you need to register to vote or update your voter registration address, you will also need to bring a proof of residency for your current address. For a comprehensive run-through of what you need to know before voting, visit channel3000.com.
The Dane County District Attorney's Office has concluded a deputy who fatally shot a man at a hotel in Windsor in October is not criminally liable in the man's death. In a news release this afternoon, the DA's office said it has reviewed evidence in the shooting and determined there is no potential criminal court liability for the deputy involved. The shooting happened at the Super 8 Hotel on Lake Circle in Windsor shortly after 6 p.m. on October 13th of last year.
The Rock County Sheriff's Office says a woman died after being found unresponsive in her cell in the Rock County Jail overnight. The department says correctional officers were conducting routine security checks at about 1:15 a.m. Thursday when they found the woman lying on the floor of her cell. Paramedics from the Janesville Fire Department were called to the jail while the officers reportedly attempted life-saving measures. The paramedics took over once they arrived but determined the woman had died. The death of Tyree Nichols and the arrest of 5 former Memphis police officers on murder charges has put renewed pressure on the Biden administration to pass the stalled George Floyd Justice in Policing Act.
The president and vice president are planning to meet with members of the Congressional Black Caucus to push to get the police reform legislation back on track. Nicole D'Antonio reports from Capitol Hill.
At the National Prayer Breakfast Thursday, President Biden referenced Tyree Nichols and his family.
Justice is long overdue.
Wednesday in Memphis, Vice President Kamala Harris made an impassioned plea at Nichols' funeral for restarting negotiations on federal police reform. Congress started work on a bill after the death of George Floyd in police custody, but it's been stalled for a year and a half.
We demand that Congress pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. Joe Biden will sign it.
The legislation aimed to, among other things, limit unnecessary use of force, restrict the use of no-knock warrants and chokeholds, and limit qualified immunity, which shields officers from many potential civil lawsuits. That last measure met resistance from Senate Republicans. The president and vice president are meeting this afternoon with the Congressional Black Caucus to figure out how to make progress on the bill. But with Republicans now controlling the House, the legislation faces a steep uphill climb.
We should have simple legislation that we can agree upon.
On the Senate floor earlier this week, Republican Tim Scott blamed Democrats for not making a deal on areas where there was common ground. Reforms that included de-escalation training and a duty to intervene, something Tyree Nichols' family is now calling for.
Had the duty to intervene been law of the land on the federal level, it could have made a difference in Memphis, Tennessee.
With the Floyd bill stuck, President Biden signed an executive order on police reform for federal law enforcement last May, and more executive action may be on the table. But the White House concedes there is no substitute for federal legislation. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The parents of Tyree Nichols will attend President Biden's State of the Union address next week as guests of the Congressional Black Caucus.
Well, across Wisconsin, about 2,000 people every month are getting an eviction filing in court. It's back near pre-pandemic levels after a national moratorium put them on pause early in the pandemic. It's part of what's prompted a nationwide conversation about how to get tenants better renters' rights.
Despite all of the efforts to provide extra funding and even slow down and briefly have a moratorium on evictions, there's still, hundreds of thousands of people facing evictions across the country. There are thousands of people in Wisconsin facing eviction every single year.
Tonight at 10, Naomi Cole shows us how the battle between tenants and landlords over evictions could get some federal intervention.
Super Bowl 57 in Glendale, Arizona is still more than a week away, but the excitement is building as the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs get ready to battle on football's biggest stage. When the Chiefs and the Eagles take the field for Super Bowl 57, KC coach Andy Reid might feel comfortable on either sideline. So Reid coached the Eagles for more than a decade before joining Kansas City in 2013, and he's now back in the big game with the Chiefs for the third time in 4 years.
Listen, we look forward to the challenge of playing the Eagles. Good football team, great football team.
The Eagles are led by star quarterback Jalen Hurts. He'll be trying to outgun the Chiefs' own star, Patrick Mahomes. It's the first time two black quarterbacks have faced off in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 57 will also have another first. Two brothers on opposing teams. Travis Kelce is the Chiefs' all-pro tight end. His brother Jason plays center for the Eagles. And if you are thinking about trying to see the game at the stadium, we'll expect to pay a lot for this. StubHub says the average ticket is now more than $7,500.
And that's up in the nosebleed seats.
Oh my gosh.
On the 50-yard line, they're going for like $35,000, $40,000.
Just prefer to watch it on the TV. Fine by me.
With an alert day for bitterly cold weather in the forecast, hope for spring is in our hearts, but on this Groundhog Day, is it going to be an early spring or a longer winter? Here's Sun Prairie's Jimmy's prediction from this morning.
I, Jimmy the Groundhog, have consulted the skies over Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, and determined them to be sunny. So, I have seen my shadow. In consideration of this, I hereby proclaim that there will be 6 more weeks of winter.
They're booing Jimmy.
He just walks away.
You heard right here, folks. 6 more weeks of winter after Jimmy the Groundhog saw his shadow. This is the 75th anniversary for the Sun Prairie Groundhog
Prognostication.
prediction.
Yeah. So, of course, Jimmy is not alone. We've assembled highlights of groundhog prognosticators from across the globe as crowds gathered at sunrises awaiting word on what to expect from the winter of 2023. So here is what we found. In Pennsylvania, Punxsutawney Phil also saw his shadow, but lately Phil hasn't had the best track record. He's about 40% accurate.
Meanwhile, Staten Island's Chuck, the famed Staten Island Zoo groundhog, did not see his shadow, predicting spring is in the air.
In Nova Scotia, Sam emerged from the burrow, butt first, wandered around a bit before organizers declared she had seen her shadow. More winter in Nova Scotia, which we think is rather redundant.
And finally, despite the war in Ukraine, Timko III, who is 19 years old, did not see his shadow, so he is predicting an early spring. Finally, some good news for Ukrainians.
But wait, there's more. Move over, all you rodents. All eyes were on Punxsutawney Henrietta. I can't make this stuff up. The weather predicting chicken in Westchester, New York. Henrietta laid an egg this morning, literally signaling an early spring.
Oh my gosh. There's more.
Susan's coming back, right?
She's looking for her shadow.
Promise me she's coming back.
All right, get ready for a major announcement from the Madison Mallards.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. It's going to be a 4th of July to remember. We'll tell you what's taking place when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV.
And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down, and it's flat. Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
Is your house frustratingly cold? Here's some good news. You can upgrade to our high-efficiency foam insulation, and the federal government will pay up to 30% of the cost in the form of an energy tax credit. Our foam keeps the cold air out, your warm air in, with lower energy costs all year long. And again, the energy tax credit covers up to 30% of the cost. Our schedule is filling fast, so call now and get in ahead of everyone else. It's time to stop freezing and start saving.
USA Insulation.
When
Dry eye symptoms keep coming back. Inflammation might be to blame. Over-the-counter eye drops can provide temporary relief. Xiidra can provide lasting relief. It targets inflammation that can cause dry eye disease. Xiidra treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. Don't use if allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort or blurred vision when applied, and unusual taste sensation. Why wait? Ask your doctor about a 90-day prescription and pay as little as $0. Xiidra.
When we designed the all-new Honda Pilot Trail Sport, we made it adventure ready. With features like an enhanced all-wheel drive system and off-road tuned suspension, so you can blaze new trails. The all-new Pilot Trail Sport, the most off-road capable Honda SUV ever. Visit your local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily. Buy online or reserve from select Honda dealers.
Isn't it time you got a great night's sleep on the most recommended mattress in America? Tempur-Pedic mattresses are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting the body as no other mattress can. Right now, Queen Tempur-Pedics start at just $40 per month when you use Steinhaffel's 72-month financing. It's time you got a great night's sleep. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhaffel's.
Welcome back. Autism diagnosis rates in children increased threefold in less than 2 decades.
That's according to a new study published in the journal Pediatrics. Researchers from Rutgers University focused on diagnosis rates of 8-year-olds in the New York, New Jersey metro area. They found that between 2000 and 2016, the rate of autism diagnoses tripled. One reason for the higher rate of diagnoses may be that there is more awareness of autism within the general public. There are also better tools for diagnosing autism and more education about it. Australia has decided it's had enough of the British monarchy, at least on its dollar bills.
The country is replacing the last one featuring the late Queen Elizabeth with something closer to home. If cash is king down under, Britain's King Charles is being dethroned. The new king's face won't replace his mother's, which is currently on Australia's $5 bill. The government decided on an image honoring the country's indigenous culture.
The $5 note will say more about our history and our heritage and our country, and I see that as a good thing.
The British monarch is Australia's head of state, but Queen Elizabeth's passing last September is raising up uncomfortable questions for royalists, with many folks asking if they even need a king. The Queen's face is still in circulation on more than a dozen currencies around the world. The UK will start rolling out the king's new note next year, but it's unknown how many other countries will keep with the tradition. And not everyone in Australia is glad to see the monarch replaced. The king's face will make it on the country's coins, but the monarchy's monopoly on money is finally spent.
The Powerball jackpot is now up to about $700 million. That is after no one matched all 6 numbers in last night's drawing to win the jackpot. The cash option, which most winners choose, would be at least $375 million. The chances of winning this Powerball jackpot stand at about 1 in 292 million. Saturday's drawing will now be considered the 6th largest Powerball jackpot in the game's history.
Tech stocks surged on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials off 39 points, but the tech-heavy NASDAQ added 384 points, or over 3%. The NASDAQ gained 60 points. Madison's first ever themed drone show is coming to Warner Park this summer.
The Mallards are putting the show featuring 150 drones along with a coordinated fireworks show after the game on July 2nd.
General Manager of the Mallards, Samantha Rubin, joins us now from the Duck Pond. Samantha, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks so much for having me today.
So tell us about the show. What are the specifics?
Yeah, so we plan to launch the show after our game on Sunday, July 2nd. It's going to shoot from the football field right next to the duck pond, along with some coordinated fireworks with it as well. So we actually have a poll on the Mallards website to go vote for what theme you want to look for. We have the options of Star Wars, an option for Harry Potter, and for Marvel as well. And then anyone can enter in whatever other ideas they come up with too. So we want to leave it up to the public.
So when does voting end on this, Samantha?
Voting will end Monday at 5 p.m. We also have all of our tickets available for the entire 4th of July weekend spectacular that we have going on, but especially the drone show that we have. The tickets are available, same thing, until Monday at 5. So we are giving everyone the weekend to get their stuff and be at the ballpark over the 4th of July weekend.
I like that. Just keep it short.
Right, yeah. Don't overthink it.
150 drones?
Yep,
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's our special pre-sale, so we're excited to release it to the public and get Madison's input on what they want to see.
150 drones. Where do they all come from?
So we hire a company. It's really cool, like the whole system of how it works. It's really interesting, and we just tell them what we want to see in the sky. Apparently, it's visible for up to 6 miles away, so that's pretty cool as well, so everyone can see it.
We're seeing some examples of drones in the sky lit up.
It is spectacular. So, Samantha, if you could vote, what would you vote for?
I am personally a Harry Potter fan, so I would love to see some Harry Potter stuff, but I think I know what's going to win, but we just want to see what everyone wants to see.
This is going to be really exciting.
And it's a whole weekend of activities going on.
Whole weekend of activities. So we have a hippie night with some special cover bands coming out on Friday the 30th. On the 1st, we have our Wisconsin Day, so we'll be having all Wisconsin themes. We're doing a pull tab giveaway. We're rebranding as the Brandy O's, trying to attempt the world's largest old-fashioned. Of course, the drone show, and then our festival food fireworks to kind of wrap the weekend up the next day.
Oh my gosh.
Lots going on.
And we have our weekend already planned now.
There we go.
Thank you. Months in advance.
You don't need to go anywhere. I know. Come on out here. Hopefully all the snow's gone by then.
Hopefully by July.
No, it better. Yes.
All right, go to the Mallards website
and
vote right now. Samantha, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Looking forward to this. It's going to be a good one. Well, we're going to tie one on coming up.
It's the Traveler Throwback Thursday coming up after Greg's first alert forecast.
Welcome to Dwellings.
Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Your foundation doesn't improve the appearance of under-eye puffiness. Your concealer doesn't make fine lines disappear. Even worse, they can make those imperfections more noticeable. Introducing Tint and Tighten, a new must-have, lightweight tinted cream that is sure to find its place in your makeup routine. Tint and Tighten is the only tinted cream that creates a temporary tightening layer on the surface of the skin, which works to instantly reduce the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and under-eye puffiness.
So with foundation, normally it just kind of, you just cover up and conceal things. But with Tint and Tighten, it actually changes the way the skin looks. The lines are actually gone. So you don't get any of that buildup within them and the creases that you normally would see when you wear foundation.
Tint and Tighten works to smooth out wrinkles and under-eye puffiness in just 10 minutes while covering and concealing dark circles, age spots, and uneven skin tone, making you look and feel years younger.
I will be turning 59 in June of this year. Using Tint and Tighten, for me, I'm actually very confident right now that my wrinkles won't be as obvious. It is giving me the support that I think reminds me that I'm at my best right now.
40s was a bit of a shocker for me because 40s I noticed the skin under my eyes getting very loose, and then 50s hit and I'm 54 and I really noticed the difference in the firmness of my skin here and especially here. I'm glad there's products like Tint and Tighten out there so that I can just put this on and not worry about what I didn't do in my 40s, my 30s, and my 20s, and it looks like I always have. It's a pleasure and it's actually a gift for anyone.
What's even better is that these remarkable results last for up to 8 hours without needles or injections. Want to look your best for that upcoming event, date night, or job interview? Maybe you simply want to feel younger and more confident with your appearance. Then add Tint and Tighten to your makeup routine and bring youthfulness back to your life. Try it this Valentine's Day for only $19.95. Plus, get free shipping and handling. Visit tintandtighten.com or call the number on your screen.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Welcome to Dwellings.
our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Well, take a look at this. 2 suspects drove a stolen car through a shopping mall in Vaughan, Ontario in a retail burglary. Officials called it an audacious crime. Security footage shows the car crashing into the Vaughan Mills shopping mall, then through a door, driving around, stopping at an electronics store. The thief stole a bunch of devices. Then the 2011 black Audi A4 exited the mall by smashing through a different glass entrance. Here he comes. Police found the stolen car later that day, and it's being examined for evidence. So,
wow.
It's not a drive-through.
No, it's not. But although, you know, when I drive Gio around so much he won't get out of the car, that is kind of a dream of mine, to be able to drive through the shop. A drive-through shop, yeah. All right, so the green comet, we've reported on several times, made its closest approach to Earth in 50,000 years last night.
The comet came within just over 26 million miles of Earth, traveling at a relative velocity of more than 128,000 miles an hour. The comet gets its green color from the gas that surrounds its nucleus. It contains a radioactive compound called diatomic carbon, which is bright green to the naked eye. This is sped up. It's really not moving that fast.
Yeah, no.
That would be amazing.
But you got it in your calendar for next time, right?
Well, it's tonight, right?
Well, you'll be around.
Still tonight.
I'll be around.
I'll still be doing this show.
50.
All right, so alert night.
Yeah, it's going to be cold. But
how cold is
it?
Short-lived. That's a positive, yes. But it could be worse. I'll bring up something in the past that might shake some memories a few years ago.
Skeletons in the closet.
Tobacco can end lives long before it kills you. Quit today so you have a tomorrow.
Call the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Need money? When every buck matters, it matters who does your taxes. Trust the experts at Jackson Hewitt. You'll get your biggest refund, guaranteed, or your money back plus $100. File your taxes today at Jackson Hewitt.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com. Come on out. I'm on it. 4imprint, for certain.
In 2023, iCare Medicare plan members receive $150 a month total for food, OTC products, and more when using the spending account card, plus dental and vision coverage. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
Postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer are living longer with Kisqali. So long live family time, long live dreams, and long live you. Kisqali is a pill proven to help women live longer when taken with an aromatase inhibitor. And Kisqali helps preserve quality of life, so you're not just living, you're living well. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Long live hugs and kisses. Ask about Kisqali and long live life.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, although it's going to be cold, I'd like to bring up something that could be worse and something that happened pretty close to a day several years ago on this date. that was probably a little bit. So, like I said, if we look at the pictures here, I think this will bring back some memories. If anyone remembers the blizzard of 2011, basically here's a picture of the studio covered in snow. I think over 18 inches of snow, much more than that. So that occurred over a day-and-a-half period. So it was right on Groundhog Day. So we could be dealing with this, but we're going to deal with a literally cold, but it's only going to be lasting one day. So overall, as you see, there's your high pressure kind of sinking south behind this cold front that's really ushering in the cold air. Up to the north, this looks like satellite, but it's not clouds. It's actually the temperature. Satellite's picking up the cold temperatures that are at the surface. The good news, like I said, it's not going to last too long. We're going to get back into a very more typical pattern that we had last January. Overall, we see our one cold snap that we had a few days ago. We bumped up, and now we're just going to see a little bit of a tail end of the cold air right there. And then our temperatures for the rest of the weekend until next week should be above average, which means we'll probably get in the low to mid 30s, even warmer. So that's the positive news. If you don't like the cold, it's not going to stick around too much longer. We time that out. Pretty much as we look at the temperatures here comes the wind. That's the thing that we're going to watch towards the end of tomorrow, is the winds are going to turn around finally by tomorrow evening as a front lifts to the north. So although you'll wake up cold with north winds, by the time you go tomorrow night, it'll start getting southerly winds, which means we're going to start getting some warmer air. Unfortunately, we do have a snowpack down to the south, so it's not going to be as warm as it could be. And with those winds overnight, it probably will create some wind chill even tomorrow night. By Saturday, Sunday, more clouds, a few flurries to the north. We have a little bit of a system may push through by the end of the weekend, but nothing significant. You see, notice the wind still to the south, so I don't think we'll see much. The next really chance of precipitation comes maybe next week. So overall, the weekend still looks good, but overall mild conditions too. For tonight, you see the winds pretty much out of the north are going to be gusting pretty good, so some drifting of the snow is something to keep in mind of. Temperatures dropping to the single digits here in a few hours. Will probably be below zero for most locations once we get after midnight, and it'll just keep falling. As our winds start lightening up a little bit towards the morning, the temperatures will continue to pummel, and we're looking at temperatures around 10 to below to 15 below, depending on location. We'll see those. Then you see clouds start to push back in. By tomorrow morning, we should start seeing the winds die down, and it'll set up a cold day tomorrow. Well, temperatures just get in the single digits, but the winds and the wind chill won't be that bad either. We'll start seeing the winds turn around from the south towards the end of the day. Notice those temperatures, really cold right now, but that's really the last day I think we'll see single digits for quite a while. But it will be cold. Wind chills, the big story tonight too. We could probably see 30 below wind chills coming after 10 just with those north winds. Probably the coldest will be after midnight towards tomorrow morning. As you wake up, you'll probably see temperatures, wind chills start to improve towards tomorrow, and you see, even though we're going to get the winds out of the south by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, still going to create a wind chill problem too, something to keep in mind of. That's the good news. Wind chill advisories, like I said, till 11 a.m. as we're going to see. But overall, the 7-day, 10-day forecast, it is going to be improvement. We're going to see temperatures above freezing as we get towards this weekend. Then it gets kind of, as I say, sloppy next week with temperatures above freezing during the day, sometimes below freezing at night, and precipitation chances, and that could be a mix of rain or snow. And I think for Thursday, Friday, that could be maybe something to keep an eye on. But other than that, once we get past this weekend, it's going to be okay. But unfortunately, this weekend with that wind from the south, all the snowpack, it may be 34 degrees, but it won't feel that as warm.
That's such a weird-looking graphic. 4 and then 30s.
Yeah. And then the slushiness for next week.
Yeah, it's going to be that melting during the day. Then you could have freezing at night, so it could be some slick spots and all that stuff going on.
But if you want to play in the snow this weekend, you better get it in.
Especially snowmobile. I know the trails are all open around here, but it could be a little bit dicey as we get to next week.
All right.
Okay, thank you. So it's been said, do something you love, and you will never work a day in your life.
We met the Waterman family outside of Boscobel in 1985, doing what they love as a family. True ties that bind.
6 years ago, Bill and Sherry Waterman quit their old jobs in town and started turning logs into lumber. 6 years ago, they started up this sawmill tucked among the hills on Dry Hollow Road, south of Boscobel. It is a mom and pop operation. Pop saws the lumber, Mom stacks the boards. Even 12-year-old Thad helps out when he can. They mostly cut lumber for area farmers and builders, but 50% of their business comes from the railroads. They saw railroad ties. And when lunchtime rolls around, this family makes the short walk from work to home. Their brand new home that is just about a one-of-a-kind. It is built entirely out of railroad ties, ties they cut in their own sawmill. Inside, it looks like any other modern home. The bedrooms, the living room, the kitchen. You can't tell this is a railroad tie house. Only downstairs, where the walls aren't finished, can you see some of the 700 railroad ties that form the outside walls. Sort of grown-up Lincoln logs. There's 3 times as much lumber in this house as others, and that produces great insulation and some other side benefits.
You can't hear the noise from the road. I've seen Sundays there's been a lot of traffic by here, and you never even hear a car go by with it.
Well, living around the windows and like that, you just don't feel any drafts or anything that way. It's well sealed outside.
The Waterman's Tie home has created quite a bit of interest around here.
I don't think a week goes by that there isn't a couple, 3 people that pull up and turn around the driveway, even during the winter months.
Bill and Sherry don't think there'll be a railroad tie house on every block someday, but they're happy with their home. Just something a little different that sort of ties their work and home together. Traveling in Boscobel, I'm Mark Kane, News 3.
Let's go out there and see if it's still
That
there.
is fascinating.
It really is.
And especially with the price of wood and lumber these days.
Well, that was 1985.
I know. I'm like,
yeah, you couldn't build.
Great.
You couldn't build that now.
No, not at all.
No.
That's remarkable.
Yeah, good for them. Well, coming up next on Live at 4, how a local event is supporting mental wellness for LGBTQ kids and teens, and how you can help.
And then at 5, why the Black population is being underrepresented in medical research on Alzheimer's and its impact. Braden Ross tells us all about it.
What can Sono Bello do for you? How about a new shape?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
New confidence.
I can see a huge difference. Look at this.
New you.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
With Sono Bello, you can permanently remove stubborn fat in just one visit. Don't wait. The results I've seen achieved are truly outstanding.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation with Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and find out how you can get $250 off. Sono Bello uses Tri-Sculpt micro-laser liposuction to remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently for incredible transformations in just one visit.
I have one big regret. I didn't go sooner.
Call 1-888-622-8360 or go to sonobello.com.
Family is just very important.
She's my sister, and we depend on each other a lot.
She's the rock of the family. She's the person who holds everything together.
It's a battle, you know, I'm gonna be there.
Keytruda and chemotherapy been treated in my cancer with 2 different types of medicine.
In a clinical trial, Keytruda and chemotherapy was proven to help people live longer than chemotherapy alone. Keytruda is used to treat more patients with advanced lung cancer than any other immunotherapy. Keytruda may be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment. If you have advanced non-squamous, non-small cell lung cancer and you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body during or after treatment. This may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. There may be other side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems. If you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant, receive chest radiation, or have a nervous system problem.
It feels good to be here for them.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda.
New at 5, the race for a decision on abortion in our state is underway. We track the money that Wisconsin Supreme Court candidates are spending on their ads.
Temperatures and wind chills will crash tonight, and an alert day is in the forecast through Friday for the bitter cold. Fortunately, it won't last for long as temperatures rebound for the weekend. At 5, I'll let you know how cold it'll get and how cold it'll feel.
And ahead at 6, with limited representation in Alzheimer's research, we speak to experts about the overall impact on the Black community and how researchers are trying to change it. Tonight at 6.
Is this real?
My gosh.
The weather satellite, we ended up in Burlington, Vermont, where it's 29 degrees.
That looks really pretty there.
Postcard. Must be a little pedestrian mall or something there. Well, the phrase "love is love" may not mean much to you, but for someone who doesn't feel loved, it could be a lifesaver. That's why a local event called Love is Love needs your help.
It's a fundraiser to support LGBTQ+ kids and teens and boost mental health resources. It's also the passion project of a Madison man who knows all too well what happens when someone doesn't get that kind of help.
Our Brady Mallory explains.
This is the kind of smile that he would have had on his face every day.
Have you ever met the kind of person who just makes the sun shine?
He just exuded happiness and kindness.
John Sims says that perfectly describes the love of his life and partner of 16 years, Garrett Trinrud.
Bigger than life personality. If he walked into a room, he's the kind of person that lit it up.
Here's the tricky thing about light, though. It does a really good job of hiding the darkness.
He had some demons.
Sims says a childhood trauma and his brother's suicide led Garrett to turn to drugs and alcohol. He found treatment after years of struggles with addiction and eventually got sober. But it was too late.
The drugs and alcohol were really hard on his body. He passed away as a sober person, but he'd done so much damage to himself over the time, so.
And just like that, John Sims' light went out. Garrett died a little more than 5 years ago. Cut to now, and Sims is sharing his story and a spark of hope for others.
This is kind of bringing my community together.
Sims co-founded Love is Love, an event at the Overture Center to support mental wellness and healing for LGBTQ+ kids and teens. All the money it raises goes to Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, or CAP, at Unity Point Health Meriter.
We don't see kids here that are doing well. A lot of kids that are coming here are obviously struggling to the point where they need really intensive services.
LGBTQ+ kids and teens are especially at risk. According to the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction, 66% of K-12 students in this group reported problems with depression. Nationally, 45% of this group contemplated suicide last year, according to the Trevor Project.
The numbers are very scary, and I think that's what speaks to the importance of this event.
The goal of Love is Love is to affirm LGBTQ+ youth and boost local mental health resources here at CAP.
This is really a gift to the community that really continues to need support and love and safeness and security.
Sims believes access to that when Garrett was younger could have made a big difference.
So this was the sunset, the night that he was laid to rest.
Even when the sun sets, Sims and the Love is Love event prove you can find the light again and shine it for others who are in the dark.
As long as we keep somebody's memory alive, if we keep them present, they're not really dead. I know he's happy that we're doing this event.
Brady Mallory reporting. Love is tomorrow, Friday, February 3rd, and the event is already sold out. This is the second year, and it's already raised, get this, more than $215,000.
Kudos.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. So do you have an ailing or misbehaving pet? Here's your chance to talk to a veterinarian for free.
Call now at 608-270-9933. Carrie Donahue from Full Circle Holistic Vet Care is here, ready to take your calls. The number again, 608-270-9933.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Hey, I just got a text from my sister. You remember Rick, her neighbor?
Sure. He's the 76-year-old guy who still runs marathons, right?
Sadly, not anymore.
What? You mean...
Mm-hmm. Just like that.
Wow. So sudden. We're not about to have the we need life insurance conversation again, are we?
No, we're having the we're getting coverage so we don't have to worry about it conversation.
So you're calling about the $9.95 a month plan from Colonial Penn?
I am. We put it off long enough. We are getting that $9.95 plan today.
Is it time for you to call about the $9.95 plan? I'm Jonathan from Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. Sometimes we just need a reminder not to take today for granted. It could be the death of someone you know or a health scare. That's why today could be a great day to call for free information about Colonial Penn's $9.95 plan. If you're age 50 to 85, you can get guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance starting at just $9.95 a month. There are no health questions, so you can't be turned down for any health reason. This is permanent coverage. Just pay your premiums for lifelong security. The $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life plan. Options start at just $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. Your rate can never go up. It's locked in for life. Don't put it off. Take the first easy step. Call today for free information. And you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. So call now.
Call 1-800-290-3399 for your free information and free gift. That's 1-800-290-3399. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-290-3399. 1-800-290-3399. Call now.
Hello, Colonial Penn?
Freshen up your home's interior with Dutch Boy Platinum Plus interior paint. Transform your items into masterpieces with this paint's smooth finish. With a dry time of 1 hour and tintable to over 1,000 colors, this paint will make your home shine. A gallon is $44.89. Prep your surfaces with Gator Abrasives. Gator Abrasives Speed Sheets are made to treat your wood, metal, fiberglass, and painted surfaces. Get them today for just $2.99. Hurry in and save on your next project at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Yeah, no incidents to speak of, but if you're out and about, remember those winds could cause some blowing and drifting of the snow, and also prepare for some dangerous cold wind chills later tonight. So if you're out and about, just be prepared for that, you guys.
So maybe we can...
All right. Thank you, Greg. We're just here chatting. It's time to get your pet questions answered live.
The number to call right now is
608.
Thank you. 270-9933. Dr. Carrie Donahue from Full Circle Holistic Veterinary Care is with us now.
Good to see you again.
Hello, you too.
Happy New Year, I guess.
Yes,
Oh,
definitely.
no, we've seen you already. This February.
Yeah,
what am I talking about? Let's go to the phones, and we'll start with Donna.
Oh, Diane. Diane in Mount Horeb. Hi, Diane. What's your question?
I have a cat that drools when she purrs, and it's only when she purrs she drools.
Interesting. And that might just be, you know, if your cat is purring and they're getting kind of stimulated, that drooling is just sort of part of that whole process. That's interesting, though. I've not heard of a cat doing that before with the drooling, but I was kind of thinking, you know, drooling can be a sign of dental disease, dental pain. It doesn't sound like it in your case, but, you know, that's always something to keep in mind, too.
It's Pet Dental Health Month.
It is, absolutely.
And most people don't, I shouldn't say most, but a lot of people don't brush their pets' teeth.
A lot of people don't. It's hard. It's difficult. And, you know, if you can brush your pet's teeth, I usually say as often as you can, but if you can do it a couple times a week, every day is ideal. But some dogs and cats just won't tolerate it. And in that case, there are alternatives. You can get water additives, which are kind of like enzyme formulas that you put in the water dish, so whenever they're drinking water, they're getting that kind of flush to their mouth. And there are dental treats and chews that you can use too. So if brushing isn't an option, there are other things that you can do.
The additives you're talking about for the water, can you have like one bowl and a cat or a dog?
Absolutely.
It's okay? All right.
Yep, definitely. Everybody in the house can have it. Yes.
You can have two yourself.
All right, great. We'll all share.
All right, let's go to Leanne and Grace. Hi, Leanne, what's your question?
Hi, I have a husky, and he's about 18 months old. He has become very protective of his food dish, to the point that he snaps at us when we're even in the same room with him. What's going on with that?
That's something that can develop in animals where they're just where they feel like they need to protect their food from anybody else, any other animals, or even people. So a young dog like yours, my recommendation would be to contact a trainer or an animal behaviorist, because this is a behavior that you want to stop, you know, as soon as you can and while your dog is still young. And they would be able to give you the tools to do that and give you ideas on how to work with your dog so they're not that what we call food reactive.
And that's not going to get any better.
It's not going to get
worse.
better, exactly.
Yeah.
So you want to nip it in the bud now.
Okay. And we have Jules from Beloit. Hi, Jules. What's your question?
Here, I'm on.
Go ahead, Jules. All right.
Hi. I'm wondering about dark stool, dark diarrhea in our little dog.
Oh, okay. And when when your dog has diarrhea, that's one thing if it's normal colored, but if you're seeing the darker color, that can be the sign that there is some internal bleeding. And because the blood that comes out in the stool can have that dark color. So if it's not resolving within a couple of days, I would go into the vet. I would take a stool sample into your veterinarian, and they can analyze that and check and see if there are any parasites in there or anything else going on. But it's something to be concerned about with the potential for blood in there. It just means that there's inflammation in the GI tract.
All right.
We have Janet from Reesville. Hi, Janet. What's your question?
Go ahead.
Janet?
I don't think is there.
Okay.
Let's go to Ken in Wanakee. Hi, Ken.
Hi.
What's your question?
My daughter has a 14-year-old toy poodle, and the veterinarian pulled all the poodle's teeth out. And the vet said that toy poodles have a tendency to lose all their teeth. Is that true?
It really is kind of even generalized with very small breed dogs. Poodles are definitely part of that. Yorkies, really small dogs tend to have a lot of dental disease. So that can happen where if it looked like all of the teeth were involved, were infected, that what we call a full mouth dental extraction can be done. And it's amazing. Dogs can still eat kibble. They can still do everything even without having any of their teeth.
Brush those teeth.
Yes, right. You don't have to
Yeah, it goes right back to the teeth.
Exactly.
Carrie, good to see you again.
You
see you
too.
next month.
Okay,
Thanks for calling in, everybody. We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Wisconsin, the Friends and Family Sale is going on now at Ashley. To thank you for your loyal support over the last 54 years, you pay what our friends and family pay and not a penny more. Find furniture up to 60% off. Plus, take a bonus 15% off our sale prices at checkout at Ashley.
One of the most beloved and respected Chicago bands ever to explode onto the national scene. The Buckinghams live concerts pack power into 60s pop rock. Presented by the Middleton Friends of the Performing Arts Center. February 11th at 7:30. Tickets on sale now.
I used to pre-rinse dishes because my old detergent didn't actually get them clean. But new Cascade Platinum Plus has me doing dishes differently.
With double the Dawn grease-fighting power and double the scrubbing power, so you can load this and get this. New Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish differently.
When you can barely smell your plug-in, what are your guests smelling? Try Febreze Fade to 5 Plug. It has built-in technology to digitally control how much scent is released to smell first day fresh for 50 days.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place. I'm excited to tell you about our new Wild Theory CBD products that will get you high fives from everyone you know. Wild Theory's new groundbreaking formula has higher levels of the good stuff, and it packs surprising results. Is it legal in Wisconsin? Of course. Is it potent? You bet. Will you love it? I'm sure of it. Stop by one of our Madison locations or visit findyourhealthyplace.com, type in high five, and our website will hook you up.
This is it, Wisconsin. Ashley's Mattress Marathon starts now. Save up to 75% off top mattress brands like Beautyrest, Serta, Purple, Tempur-Pedic, and more while supplies last. Happening now at Wisconsin's #1 mattress retailer, Ashley.
An alert day is in the forecast through tomorrow for the bitterly cold wind chills. I'll let you know how cold it'll feel at 5.
And with abortion rights on the line, we analyze how much money Wisconsin Supreme Court candidates are putting into their campaign ads. That's coming up at 5.
With rent prices rising, at times without proper maintenance or amenities to match, Naomi Coles looks into the steps tenants can take to protect themselves and stay in their homes. Renters' rights. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Yeah, if you're out tonight for travel through tomorrow, breezy, some drifting snow tonight, definitely dangerous wind chills to 30 below, so something to keep in mind if you're out and about. And tomorrow, still cold, but the wind chills won't be as bad. If you're looking at tonight, seeing those temperatures drop, probably below 0 for Madison as we get to midnight, and those wind chills will then plummet down to 20 below. Like I said, we could see 30 below as you wake up tomorrow morning. The good news is this is a short-lived break because we're going to go right back up for Saturday and Sunday, and next week it's kind of sloppy, but overall still fairly mild conditions.
All right, thank you, Greg. Tomorrow and live at 4, the News Hounds, Louie and Oliver, have the top animal stories of the week.
And we go center stage with the Sun Prairie Community Theater's production of The Odd Couple. That's coming up tomorrow at 4.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
For back pain, I've always been a take 2 and call in the morning guy. But my new doctor recommended Salon Pass. Without another pill upsetting my stomach, I get powerful, effective, and safe relief. Salon Pass, it's good medicine.
He sent me to.
Introducing Sass, Sauce and Shells, a bold new restaurant on Madison's Capitol Square, combining the best of barbecue and shelled seafood by Chef Joe Perkins. Add a little sass to your lunch or dinner plans today. Open 7 days a week.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
In today's Final Touch, you've heard of the running of the bulls in Spain.
Well, we take you to another Spanish tradition, the running of the cows. Except the cows are people dressed up as cows. Others dress up as ranchers for the festival, the Kia in Colmenar Viejo. Teams dressed up in traditional costumes with one person carrying the cow structure in the center. The colorful procession enters the town square where the vaquilla, or the cow, dances for the audience. The sound of bells and the cracking of a slingshot make it a noisy event for this town near Madrid. The event recreated the winter migration of cattle. And historians describe similar festivals celebrated by the Romans, disguised with animal skin and horns. We've had a couple of interesting festivals.
More cowbell. Again.
Twice in 1 week. More cowbell. Thanks for helping out this week. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now. See you tomorrow.